That's who Ryan Clark is, man. What do y'all think about this situation between Ryan Clark, Angela Reese, Caitlin Clark, and RG3? So many people have to do with this situation, man. There's so many people that have to deal with this situation. Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, turn on your notifications, all that, man. Make sure y'all like this live and share this live, though, man. We up, man. We're going to have some fun tonight, you know. But Mr. Ryan Clark, man, here's my advice to you. There's a trend going on with you, Mr. Ryan Clark. Stop running to your platform when something is trending and making a fool out of yourself, because that's what you're doing every time. The situation was trending with me and Prime, Coach Prime. You ran to your platform. Now this situation is trending. You run to your platform. You're making yourself look foolish. This isn't what the pivot is about, man. The pivot is about doing interviews, interviewing guests, and Ryan Clark getting the kiki in their face. That's what the pivot is about. That's what you need to stick to doing. Stick to interviewing your guests and kikiing in their face and having a good time. That's what you do best. Ryan Clark is not as well-rounded as he may think he is. I know he feel, that he does a good job. I know he really thinks he does a good job. But a lot of times, we ain't as well-rounded as we think we are out here. We got a lot to learn, all of us. If you thought your hot take wasn't going to offend RG3 and his family, this dude got to really be bugging. And then I hear in the tweets that Ryan Clark said he met RG3 wife before and said how nice and wonderful of a woman she is, and then you throw them up in the mix like that. That's crazy. If you knew her too and you met her, man, these hot take artists, like Kevin Durant said, man, these hot take artists, man, they make themselves look foolish thinking they are spitting some knowledge. But in all reality, they are doing nothing but making themselves look like fools for views. That's all. Fools for views. They don't mean what they say. Like I said before, I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before that. If you don't mean what you say, shit'll catch up with you. They don't mean what they say. They're just trying to catch the trend to get them views and attention. Ryan Clark is weak for that, man. In my opinion, he is weak. He did his big one. One last time, boy. He did his big one, boy. Now we got to listen to RG3. RG3 politely cussed his butt out. Let's check this out.
On here and talk to you guys because there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of conversations about my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, which was purely based in basketball. But I think all of you know there's a line in life that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits. And Ryan Clark has sprinted past that line. Ryan Clark didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. And that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm going to have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark is. But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Ryan, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want. Challenge my takes, but keep my family and my wife out of it. That's a boundary that should always be respected, man. Always. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, and it's weak. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family. Personally, because he disagreed with my sports opinion. It's a bad look for him as a man. I hope you get the help you need, brother.
So it's a bad look as him for him as a man. Hope he get the help he need, my brother. Whew. RG3 ain't waste no time. He responded immediately. You hear me? He ain't waste no time to tell Ryan Clark how horrible of a man he is after being disrespectful to his wife and family. As many people see it. You know what I mean? He ain't waste no time. But the one thing I don't agree with RG3 is RG3 says he was giving his opinion on sports. Angela Reese hates Caitlin Clark. That's his opinion on sports. If that's where he was trying to go, he didn't put the words into correct context, you know what I mean, and make it sports related. It was more of Angela Reese has hatred for Caitlin Clark, and she hates Caitlin Clark. Simple as that. He didn't make it seem like it was because of basketball on the court as rivalries or things like that. Basically saying it ain't no rivalry BS. She has a deep down hatred for Caitlin Clark. And that's crazy. You know what I mean? Now, if someone comes at my wife or my family, I'm coming at you Lauderdale style. And it will never stop. I will go on and on. As y'all know and can see, I will go on and on and on. I will keep going. If you come for my family and my wife and mention my wife's name in the wrong context and so on and so forth, I'm coming for you. So you got to know how to tread lightly when you're bringing up people's wife, when using the term wife and things like that. This is not a girlfriend. This is a wife. Like I said, you got to be married to feel that pain and understand where Robert Griffin III is coming from. Ryan Clark was out of line, man, and he should be held accountable for that foolishness, in my opinion. You know, like you say, wives and things like that, they should be held. They should be, you know, should never be brought up in these situations, unless it's in a good context and form, you know. But if anybody get disrespectful, you know, the gate's wide open. But all these hot take artists on these platforms have one thing in common. You know, they all turn company men at some point in their life and their career. They all are company men. They are willing to crash out to make their boss man happy. As you can see, RG3 said that's a bad look for ESPN. You heard him say that? He said, Ryan Clark, that is a bad look for ESPN. He is trying to come from that, for that bag that Ryan Clark be getting. You know, he felt personal. He took that personal. And he like, hey man, ESPN. He'd be like, man, ESPN fired me, shit. Give me my job back. Give me Ryan Clark's spot and get me back on ESPN. That's what Robert Griffin III is saying. RG3, shit, I know he missed his job. Like, give me my spot back. Give me that fool spot. He bringing up my wife and, you know, my relationship and things like that. And I was talking about hate. But Ryan Clark, man, he's one of those kids that grew up in the hood, but didn't learn any hood values, if you know what I mean. Then he lands one of these good jobs on these big platforms and doesn't know what to say. One thing Ryan Clark is good at, he's good at really going up there and being the spokesperson and making these hot takes and looking all professional, then packaging it up real good, articulating it well and things like that. Woo, I'm getting all twisted up tonight. But that's one thing Ryan Clark is good at. He's good at packaging everything up and making it look good and sound good. And yeah, I'm the front man. Let me speak about it. I don't mind speaking about it.